This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is picking event spaces, a couple quick tips. So one of the things that, in everybody doesn't know this, but I've been in the event business for nearly 30 years now. We're in our 30th year of the Becker's Healthcare Events. Last year was the 29th annual ASC meeting we had. We've got coming up, I don't know what number, our CEO roundtable, but we've been in the event space for a very long time. And there are a couple contrarian views on event spaces. The first thought that I have is, and we've been doing events through the law firm. We started the Healthcare Private Equity Conference 19, 20 years ago at the law firm as well. There are two core thoughts that we have. One is that you always want to pick event spaces that are a little smaller than you need versus a little larger than you need, particularly as you're growing an event. The vibe, the sense of being busy and full and crowded is the vibe that you're looking for. So there's this contrarian view that you want big spaces to grow into. We're a big fan of the opposite. Pick a little smaller space than you think you might need or right about there versus trying to pick too big a space and ending up in a situation where it doesn't look good, the vibe is bad, it's poor. And then the second thing we think about picking event spaces, growing events, is we're a big believer. We learned it from a lot of people, including Dr. Frank Phillips, what we call participatory agendas. We want lots of people participating. It keeps them involved in the conference, keeps them engaged. It also helps ensure that you have attendance on day one. But we're big fans of great, big participatory agendas. The third thing is, all things being equal, you pick a to B plus space that people want to be at. Even though it might be fun for my birthday party to have it at a cheap bar, which is more my style, it's much better for an event to pick a little bit higher class space. Think 4 or 5-star hotel versus 2 or 3-star hotel if you could afford it, if you can make the budgets work and stuff like that. So those are our three thoughts today on picking event spaces. A little smaller than needed, big participatory agendas, and go for a nice space. Go for something. And ideally, you're working with the same spaces year in, year out because you get used to how they budget, how they treat you. Do they take advantage of you? Do they not? Can you negotiate with them? How do they manage it? Ideally, we try and use the same spaces over and over again, because when we don't, we end up finding all kinds of new things, all kinds of new problems in whoever we're working with. So those are our thoughts on picking an event space today. Thank you, as always, for the inspiration. This is, again, Scott Becker of the Becker Strategy Group, Becker's Healthcare, McGuire Woods. I hope you enjoy this episode. Feel free at any time. Text me 773-766-5322 with any ideas for further episodes and thoughts on what we should cover. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast.